So I'm going to take the opportunity of there being a new season to try a new type of video, for me anyway. I want to recap the week in Destiny. So we get the TWAB, and we also get we get the TWAB on a Thursday, we get the updates on Tuesdays, and the week goes by, and I just kind of want to discuss what we got. Not so much what we're getting, but what we got for the week. And what I've seen in social media, what I've discussed with friends, what I've actually experienced in game. Just go over everything and just provide another voice for the community, and we'll see how this goes. So let's, without further ado, let's get started. This week, with the first week of Season of Arrival, we got we got new story missions. We got reset with a new artifact, so we kind of have to get that started again. That's got some new mods that are in it. We've got a couple of interesting areas. That area with the beautiful tree, the Silverwing tree. And that would make a great place, I think, to permanently park an NPC. It would just be unfortunate if it just was something we only got to experience in a couple of story missions. We've got new engrams to decrypt, and one thing I really liked about these is you just don't get an engram that's just random roll everything. You're able to either do a total random roll, or you can focus it with the prismatic recaster to be a more specific category of item. I thought that was really nice, and I was able to go for weapons if I wanted to go for weapons, go for armor if I wanted to specifically go for armor, and just not all of a sudden have nothing but energy weapons stacked up and wasn't able to get any armor, which has been the case many other times. So I really liked that you could do that, and that there was a method for leveling up the recaster so that you can further refine what you're going to get. I think that's great. I think it wasn't all that fantastic that we didn't get a good explanation on some good methods for leveling, or at least the disparity between the engram that you picked up and the item you ended up getting from it from a light level perspective. I discussed this in another video, but basically if you take the engram over to the recaster, recast it, it will set it at the highest level that the recaster will do for you at the time, based on your light level of the items that you have in the vault and all that. It's similar to previous things, except for you're actually resetting it. And then you can take it over to the decoder, and the decoder will often, at least this week it did, very often, it gave me even higher levels, typically about 4 levels higher. So it's not consistent in that regard, but you can go out in the world, go have some fun, go collect up your engrams, and not worry about rushing back to the Cryptarch. Instead, you can come back, and it will set them at a certain level. Now, on that same vein, you don't want to take all of your engrams and recast them all at the same time and then dump them into decoder at the same time, because if you do one at a time, that one is going to be a higher light level, so it's going to affect your overall light level score that you can get for the next one. So you want to do them one at a time. So you can often see people bouncing back and forth, just back and forth and back and forth between the recaster and the decoder. And the dialogue for this week, I think, has been really great. The decoder is a Cryptarch that's voiced off the Drifter. I thought that was funny. It was hilarious. If you've done it enough, you've probably heard a lot of the things over and over again, and I think they're very funny. I don't think they're going to get old anytime soon. The new public events, I had a good time with them. I like that they're just a mixture of the really good things about Gambits and about previous public events kind of munged together. I think it was the best of all of that, and to make them heroic, which people have been trying to tell people in social media that the way to do this is you're out there, you see the pyramid above your head, you see these beams of light on occasion go off onto an area, and in that area they'll spawn some heavier mobs. You kill them, and then they'll spawn a champion. You can get the or during that fight, a champion will spawn. Kill the champion, and you're able to pick up a ball that's there and run it back to the bank. So, and then occasionally a champion might run through the battlefield trying to escape. You just kill them, and same thing. Good ball, you turn it in. And of course, you want to continue to turn in those motes to fill the bank. So everyone kind of has a job to do, and it's not that difficult to make heroic, and it's just a fun kill fest. It's not challenging from a mechanics standpoint. It's challenging from just an overwhelming amount of varying mobs that show up. I thought it was fun. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the rewards from it. Yeah, sometimes you just get a blue, but I typically would get some sort of engram on the ground throughout the process. So it was always worth my time, and I've had fun. I haven't gotten tired of them yet. I've done a lot of them. So that's been great. Another thing that I have to say that this week was a little, it wasn't obvious initially, was the turning in of the engrams, so you're able to focus them. So if you said you wanted focus all my umbral engrams on armor, all you were getting were arms, or just getting two things, like, you know, whatever the first two season unlocks are. I think over time people noticed that they weren't getting anything that they hadn't already previously unlocked through season levels. So if you own a season pass and you have that crate that you get at level 1, that crate unlocked all of the armor items. So I have that, and so I was able to just get all the armor items, and I didn't experience what I saw other people talk about on Twitter and on Reddit, and some friends of mine were also experiencing. And the similarity were all had not claimed that crate or didn't have access to those particular armor items yet. So it appears as though the engrams only give you what you have already unlocked. I could see where a lot of people may have wasted a lot of engrams. So keep that in mind. They kind of learn the hard way, right? And that's unfortunate. And another thing that I wasn't really ready for was I wasn't ready for the AFK forge farmers. I had to do some forges in the beginning of the week that I had some leftover frames for. And there were several lobbies I got in, and I was the only one that wanted to run around and do anything. So I kept having to bail out until I finally found a group of folks that was actually doing it, and managed to, after a long time and a lot of attempts, to actually get it done. So I ended up wasting a lot of time, and I wasn't very thrilled about that. And I searched and saw a lot of discussions about the fact that the AFK forge farmers were back and what they were doing. And I have no, it doesn't bother me at all that they're doing it. I just wish that they would have lowered their light level at least to 700 or below, to not be in the same lobbies with the rest of us who are in the, you know, above 1000 or whatnot. Before I was going to ask that or throw that out there, I wanted to make sure that I could do it myself, right? So I went and I lowered my light level, and I managed to get it below 600, and I think part of that is that I have that original sidearm that you get when you first start the game. It's level 0, and I think that helped significantly. You know, the mask, you can pick up masks out of your collections, and then whatever, I had some 750 weapons, so I managed to bring it down below 600, and went out there, and sure enough, there was, I consistently got in lobbies with people who were just standing around dying, and then the timer would run out. So it can be done. I know it can be done. So, I just hope that if you're one of those people, just please keep that light level low. I think it's interesting that you can do that, because there are people who just don't have a lot of time to play, and they always are trying to play catch up with their friends, and I feel for them, and I know I've been in that situation before with work becoming overwhelming and just not being able to get time to play, and you fall behind. So if that's a method for them to stay close enough, then fantastic, rock on, do it. Just don't infringe on the fun of everyone else. Also this week, Trials was broken for the weekend, and that made Crucibles a little interesting. I think I saw more people wearing Trials gear in Crucibles than I've ever seen before, and regular Crucibles in Control, for example. And it was definitely sweatier. I think I'm actually better at Crucibles now after going through that. Bungie, please fix Trials. I'm sure that those folks would have rather have been in Trials, and would have rather have spent the time that they have allocated for Trials to actually doing that. So I feel bad for them. I hope you had also had a great experience. If you didn't, or if you did, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought about the week. Tell me what you're looking forward to for next week, what you want me to keep an eye out for. And so when I do this video next week, I'll be able to hit on the points that the topics that are important to us, and make some good videos. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, it really helps out. And if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I'll catch you on the next video.